Today we're tackling a painfully universal problem. Why we start projects with hype and then quietly abandon them like a side quest we never return to. The real reason we don't finish projects is the motivational cliff. Here's the brutal truth. Most projects don't fail at the hard part. They fail at the boring middle, the moment when it stops being excited and becomes work. If you always quit around the same moment, you don't have a motivation problem. You have a project design problem. Let's break it down in simple terms. When you start something new, your brain gives you a reward spike, new idea energy. You imagine the final result, you feel talented, you feel unstoppable. But then reality shows up. Progress becomes slower, the tasks become unclear, you hit friction, bugs, confusion, missing skills, time limits. That's when people say, I'm not feeling it anymore. Maybe I should restart. I'll come back later. That moment is what I call the motivation cliff. The drop from exciting to messy. And here's the key lesson. Motivation is not a reliable fuel. It's a temporary boost item in a game. Useful, but it runs out. So, if motivation isn't the solution, what is? We need to treat finishing projects like game design. You don't hope the player stays engaged. You design the experience so they keep moving. So, we will do the same for our projects. Design a system that makes finishing easier than quitting. Let's look at 4 hidden traps that kill your project and how to avoid them. Most unfinished projects die to one of 4 reasons: scope, perfectionism, identity, or decision overload. And the scary part is they feel like a totally normal thought, but once you can name the trap, you actually can beat it. Trap number 1 is scope explosion. This is the classic. You start with a small idea and suddenly it's a full cinematic universe. Example: I will make a simple game. Then skill trees, open world, multiplayer, seasons, lore bible. Fix to it. Build the smallest playable version first. In game dev terms, MVP, minimal viable product. The smallest version that works and proves the idea. Say out loud, my goal is not the dream version. My goal is version 1. A practical rule here: if a feature is not required to show the core value, it's not for version 1. Trap number 2: perfectionism in disguise. Perfectionism often pretends to be high standards, but it's really fear. It sounds like it's not good enough to release. I need to learn more before I continue. I will rewrite it from scratch but better. How to fix it? Define done before you start. Literally write a done list. This project is done when it has A, B, C, not when it's amazing. And use the phrase done is a feature. Trap number 3: identity pressure. This one is sneaky. You don't have to fail because then it means something about you. Like, if I finish and people don't like it, what does it say about me? If I quit, I am a quitter. If I finish, I have to commit to being this kind of creator. How to fix it? Detach your identity from the outcome. You are not a person who failed. You are a person who ran an experiment. Try this. This project is not who I am. It's what I'm testing. That mindset is pure AI thinking too. You iterate, you learn, you improve. Trap number 4: decision overload. Projects die when the next step isn't obvious. You open the project and your brain goes, where do I even start? I need to plan everything again. I'll just watch tutorials. How to fix it? Always end a session by writing the next action. Not a big plan, one tiny step. Example: tomorrow, export audio, replace intro, upload draft. Or tomorrow, create the project folder and write the first readme. If the next step is clear, starting becomes much more easy. And the last point is the finish system. It's 6 simple rules that actually work. If you want to finish projects consistently, you don't rely on willpower. Use a system that makes a progress automatic. I'm going to share 6 rules that turned I start everything into I ship things. Let's go. So the rule number one makes the project smaller than your ego wants. Your ego wants the epic version. Your future self wants something that gets finished. So ask, what is the smallest version that still makes me proud? That's easy. The rule number two, set a shipping deadline. That's not dramatic. Not someday, not when it's perfect, a real date. Even better, a short one. 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. Deadlines create boundaries. Boundaries kill scope creep. The rule number three, use the 2-hour prototype rule. Before you commit, build a tiny test in 2 hours. If you can't show something in 2 hours, the project is too vague. This is like AI prompting too. Vague prompt, vague output. Clear prompt, usable output. Rule number four, track days shipped, not days worked. Working doesn't equal progress. Shipping means you create a thing that exists outside your brain. Example of shipping: uploaded a draft, made a playable build, posted a dev blog, published a feature. Rule number five, make a boring list. List the boring tasks you always avoid: exporting, naming files, clearing assets, writing descriptions, packaging. Then schedule them at their own tiny sessions. Boring tasks aren't hard, they're just mentally invisible until they explode. And finally, rule number six, celebrate the finish like designer. In games, finishing a quest gives rewards, so do that in real life. When you finish, post it publicly, even small, pick the next project on purpose. That's create a loop. Finish, reward, confidence, finish again. And confidence is the real long-term fuel. In the end of the day, if you never finish projects, you're not broken. You're just running a system that optimized for starting, not finishing. Try this for the next 7 days. Pick one project, define done, make it smaller, set a deadline, and write the next step before you close it. If you are still here, you are officially in the finisher team. Subscribe now and go do the boring part. Thanks for watching, and remember, shipping beats dreaming.